Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Unfinished Business, where the rules are made up and we don't make good enough points for it to matter. This is episode 12. Hard to imagine we've been doing this for 12 weeks.
Yeah, no kidding.
But,
Oh, yeah.
as always, my name's Braden.
Technically longer because we kind of missed a week or two.
Well,
so.
yeah,
Oh,
but
yeah.
12
times,
12
yeah.
weeks of episodes. But as always, I'm Braden. Got Gregor here to my right. Got Chandler over here to the left. And you want to do a little rundown of what we got going on today?
Yeah, so today we got, our segments, the NASCAR segment by Chandler,
Yep.
This Day in Sports History, and our beautiful top 5, which today is going to be the top 5 best sports rivalries, team-wise, not individual player-wise.
I hope my computer does not die. Because my charger is over there.
Well, you know,
We're just going to go with it.
we're gonna go with it, and we're just gonna. I mean, mine's not gonna die, so
Well, that's good.
We'll be solid on
good there.
the camera wise.
That's good.
But our other topics include the NHL playoff rundown for the last round and then going into the conference finals,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess not even conference finals this year because it's
The region final.
yeah I don't even know what to say. But we're
The
gonna
next
do,
round.
yeah, the next round, and then we are going to also discuss golf
Yep.
and the upcoming U.S. Open,
U.S. Open.
and that was it.
Correct.
I believe.
Correct.
Yeah. So, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get this bad boy rolling. But before we get it rolling, we have to.
Talk about our sponsor. So this episode of Unfinished Business is brought to you by Crafts and Creations by Kane, your one-stop shop for personalized items that will both amaze you and have your friends and family asking where you got it. Click the link in the description to be taken to the business Facebook page, or simply search Crafts and Creations by Kane on Facebook. Make sure to join the group and look at her prior creations, or simply check out the decal right here. I did it right that time, sort of.
You did?
I kind of
No,
messed up
you-
this hand, but
you
know.
look
or
good.
check out the koozies right here,
Or the shirt.
or the shirt right there. We got it all over the place.
Jalen, where's yours at?
No kidding.
I haven't gotten it yet.
I'm just kidding.
That's true. Oh, then when you find something that you like, message the group creator with your request, and she will take it from there. Join the group today and get your creations by Kane. All right, what do you want to jump into first topic today, here, buddy?
I mean, I guess the first topic we might as well just do NHL.
Okay,
Well, hold on. Let me pull this up.
pull up a little bracket here.
Yep, because I just kind of screwed up.
That's all right. We all forgive you.
We kind of forgot to pull that up before we got going. So just
It's okay.
bear with me.
We
here.
forgive you. We forgive you here.
Where did I find this last time?
I don't know. That'll work though.
I mean, it'll work, but it doesn't tell me how many games. Well, actually, it won't work because it's not even updated.
Oh, good grief!
Well,
They
sorry.
need-
I
That
have
one right there.
I have
right there.
everything.
Down right there. Go back up.
Which one?
This one.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Ah, there we go. Okay.
Good grief.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
I was
got
looking
it.
for.
It's in shambles.
All right,
Yeah.
sorry folks. We're rolling with the punches today. You know, it's good times. So we are going to get talking about. You guys okay over there?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it. Never mind. All right, folks, we're okay.
I mean,
So let's just get started in the Western. Yes.
yeah.
Western
Well,
region. West.
I don't know.
Region,
Whatever you want to
I
call
don't
it.
know. The Vegas Golden Knights defeat the #1 team in hockey, and they're in the regular season, the President's Trophy winners, the Colorado Avalanche, 4-2, in a series that I had going the other way.
I think we all had it going the other
I
way.
mean,
Yeah, Chandler, who'd you have in the series?
I wasn't here that day, but I was gonna pick Vegas.
Okay. Oh, that's right, you weren't here.
Yeah.
But regardless, yeah, I'm pretty sure I had Colorado in 6.
Yeah.
6 or 7.
Yeah,
And
I think I
instead,
might have had them in like 5.
yeah, instead it is Vegas in 6, and you could say Marc-Andre Fleury stole this series.
Well, and we did say that it was a shock that Lehner was starting the first game, and we thought that if
yeah,
if Andre Fleury came out and played well. I mean,
Well, and honestly, it was Colorado won the first 2 games, and then it was a sweep.
yeah.
I mean, Vegas
Yeah.
won the next 4, which is,
I mean,
in my mind, watching Colorado in person, that shocked the hell out of me.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Um,
Flower decided that he was going to bring his A game and just took
Yeah.
over the entire series. I mean, you scroll through social media if you're a follower of a bunch of sports figures and sports
Yeah.
reporters and channels like I do. I mean, it's just
Well,
save after save after incredible save that he makes in every game.
and I think if I'm an Avalanche fan, I think Game 5, I have to be super ticked off. The Avalanche absolutely dominated that entire game. We're up, I believe, I believe they were up 3. Either 3-0. It was either 3-0. Yeah, they were up 3-0. Give up 3 goals and lose in overtime, 4-3. So, oh my bad, I forgot to move that.
That's okay. It was like hitting
So
my elbow.
you know, in my mind, if I'm an Avalanche fan, yeah, I'm pissed off. I mean, this was the year that in my mind, the Avalanche were the favorites to win it. So it's, I mean,
yeah,
obviously it was the Avalanche or Vegas were the favorites.
yeah.
But it's hard saying that Vegas was the better team. I think Vegas is just set up better for the postseason than a lot of teams are.
Yeah.
And
I'd say it's a fair statement.
and it's I'm trying not to be like super just biased, but it really pisses me off when a team like Vegas, who's only been in the league since 2017, constantly can make it to the conference finals.
I mean, good coaching. Good coaching. Good.
I mean,
good player development. Good
it's in my mind, I think
players
it's
playing their roles.
yeah, I think it's A, players playing the roles, B, good coaching, but that first year in the league, they also kind of manipulated the way that you were like able to sign and draft players.
Yeah.
Because the way that they did it, the NHL already said no other team's going to be allowed to do that. Like Seattle this next season is not going to be allowed to. Because I want to say they basically signed Flower, or what they did was they were going to plan on signing him, but they ended up getting a whole bunch of other players before they could sign him to manipulate the cap.
Yeah.
I believe they did something where they manipulated the cap room to afford a whole bunch of players that I guess Seattle's not going to be able to do. But, I mean, credit to them, and they get to go face up against the winner of the next series that we're going to talk about, the North, where in a sweep,
Yep.
the Montreal Canadiens defeat the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah.
And the Jets become, I want to say, one of 3 teams in NHL history to sweep their first round opponents and then get swept themselves.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
and you know, does it surprise me that the Canadiens won? No. Does it surprise me they swept them? Yes.
Yes.
Very much so, because I thought Hellebuck would at least win a few. I'm pretty sure I had Winnipeg winning the series in 6. I could be wrong, and I don't want to say that, but I pretty sure I had them winning in 6. In my mind, the Canadiens are just getting hot at the right time, and with Carey Price and net.
Hot at the right time. Good goal. Good goaltending.
I think a lot of people are saying Vegas is going to roll right over the top of Montreal, and I think this is going to be a great series. And do we want to get into predictions now since we already did this?
Might as well.
Okay. Personally, I have Montreal in 7.
Okay.
I have Montreal in 7.
I have Vegas in 7.
Let me go Vegas in 6.
I mean,
I think that. I mean, it's gonna be a great goaltending matchup with Marc-Andre Fleury
Well, yeah.
or Flower, as I like to call him.
we also
and
we also say that now, like we do
and
it
Carey
about
Price. Yeah.
Yeah, but
I mean, a goalie can just lose it at any time too.
oh yeah,
I mean, they
That
can
is true.
just
yeah.
by the snap of their fingers
Well,
absolutely turn it on or absolutely
here's my thing. Montreal also has Jake the Snake
They do.
and Joel Edmondson.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, okay, for me to be absolutely honest, like I want Montreal for the simple fact I don't want to see Alex Pietrangelo in a Vegas jersey make it to a Stanley Cup final. I don't.
I mean, I just
That could be my hatred.
see what the
towards,
thing is.
mean-
I want to see Marc-Andre Fleury win one again.
See, and that's the other part that is
It's hard to hate Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, here's my thing. I don't think that I'd be mad about either team because I would also like to see Carey Price win one.
See, I'd rather have Marc-Andre Fleury win one.
I can see.
I don't
that.
have a problem with
I can
Carey
see that.
Price. I just Carey Price is usually and less talked about or in circles where people don't know as much about hockey as people that watch hockey all the time. You just hear Carey Price.
Well,
Price.
yeah, I mean it's because
Marc-Andre
he's-
Fleury is more of a not necessarily underdog because he's great
Yeah.
goaltender.
I think a lot of people have. I don't want to say underestimated because that's the wrong word, but
Yeah. See, that's what I'm struggling with coming up with.
Underappreciated, maybe.
There you go. Very underappreciated for somebody that doesn't
Well,
watch all the time.
I tell you, a fan base that's definitely underappreciated him was Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
And especially after this year with, I believe, Tristan Jarry, they're looking for for a goaltender now. And I think as that fan base, they're probably pissed seeing Marc-Andre Fleury strive in Vegas. And
Strive is right.
I mean, in my mind,
if Vegas is all on the
and
Robin Lehner train,
here's the other thing. In my mind, and they're talking like he may not win it, but I think he wins Vezina.
good.
And I think it's deserving, and that is my vote for Vezina is
Flower,
Flower.
yeah,
Personally,
yeah.
But-
I'm thinking Vegas in 6. I mean, it could go. I mean, honestly, with the level of competition that Vegas has played, going up against the level of competition that the Canadians have played. I mean, they played Toronto, obviously, but with Vegas playing arguably
Minnesota.
I mean, Minnesota put up a pretty good fight,
Yeah,
and then
playing Colorado.
Colorado, who was seen as the best regular season team this year. I don't know.
Do you think though that could also hurt them based on okay, I'm not talking about going to a game 6 and playing more games than Montreal. I'm just talking about like the physical play that Colorado brought and everything. Do you think that could play a factor on some of Vegas players?
I think that it could, but I don't think that it's going to. I just think that Vegas is used to a physical game anyway. I mean, with Ryan Reeves, Mark Stone. I mean,
That's fucking Mark Stone.
they play a pretty physical game anyway. And then if they do have an off night where they're not playing as physical as they normally do, they're kind of run down, having Flower or even Robin Lehner back.
See that's another reason why I want to see Montreal win the series is I cannot bear to see Mark Stone in a Stanley Cup final have a chance to win the fucking cup.
I mean,
I've never been a Mark Stone fan.
yeah.
I mean,
Alex
I
Tuch
just-
though. Ryan Reeves,
I would like to see Reeves win one. I would.
Rebo.
But then again, I'd love to see Joel Edmondson win another one.
Yeah.
I'm solid.
I'm
Stick
sure
with Revo.
I'm sure little Edmondson would love to see that
Yeah,
too.
true. I mean, I think I'd rather see Revo and Pacioretty and
Oh,
Flower
dude.
and
Okay, here's my thing. I would love to see the after party that that Reeves has with the cup.
Yeah,
That's what I would want to see.
it's gonna pale in comparison to Ovi and Oshie with the cup, but or
See,
Patty Maroon.
I wouldn't. Well, hey, speaking of Patty Maroon, let's go ahead and go to that side of the bracket.
Like that little segue.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
So over in whatever frickin' division that is, I don't even know.
I mean, that'd kind of be like the southeast.
Yeah, I guess that's just, no. Is that East? Or no, this is Midwest, or this is the Central. Tampa Bay's in the Central this year.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
that's the southwest region or southeast region of the country.
Well,
Carolina, Nashville,
yeah,
Tampa, Florida.
but the technical Central division this year.
Whatever.
Tampa Bay defeats Carolina 4-1.
I know. Dang.
I want to say I had Tampa Bay in this.
Well, you for sure had Tampa Bay in this. I
Yeah,
wanted to pick Carolina because I didn't want to see Tampa win.
I'm pretty sure I had Tampa Bay in 6 though. So,
not too far off.
however, I don't know if you saw how much. I don't know if but I'm just saying, butthurt the Carolina players were, especially I think it was Dougie Hamilton,
Probably.
about how Tampa Bay is $18 million over the cap, and and Carolina lost to them and all this other stuff. And here's my thing. Yes, do I agree with what he said? 100%. But teams are allowed to do this, where a guy can sit out for the entire year, come back for the playoffs, and it doesn't affect their cap. And is it necessarily right? Probably not, but
No.
here's my thing. The only way to fix it is the NHL.
Talk about it.
Yeah, and if that's not a rule right now, they're abiding by what the rules are.
I mean, if you can figure out a way to make your team better to where you don't have to, there are certain rules that aren't going to apply to you. Like you said, if somebody sits out and comes back in the playoffs, I mean, you'd be dumb if you had a situation like that and you didn't take advantage of it.
And what I truly think is the reason why Hamilton probably said something is because he knows he's out. I mean, he's done in Carolina.
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much already said that he's testing free agency. And there are a number of teams that are looking to sign him. I know Chicago's one of them. I want to say
Well, that's not good.
no. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't really want to see him that many times a year.
Well, no. Chicago's in on either him or is it Seth Jones? Is that the
I
other
don't
one?
want to see him. I don't want to see him either.
Chicago's in on one of the bigger name free agent defenders, which they need it. Personally, I mean they definitely need it.
I'd agree.
I would say. I mean, I would say I would hope the Blues would be in on one of them too, but the problem is
Cap room.
their cap problem is ridiculous. But and this is completely off topic, I have heard the Blues are actively trying to ship away Tarasenko, which
About time.
Yes.
hey, we've talked about this, and I'm a huge Tarasenko fan, love Tarasenko, but the Blues have proven the last few years they are fine without him.
Better without him.
Yeah, and you could argue they are better without him. And
I don't know. It's necessarily an argument. Stats kind of show.
well, and I think we talked about this. Is it's almost to the point that when Tarasenko plays, it's almost like everyone else forgets their role and just rely on him to be that sniper.
It is a very one-dimensional, very Washington Capital-esque type of game where they try and get the puck to Ovi, except Tarasenko is a far less efficient goal scorer than Ovechkin.
I mean, you could argue on that team this year, it's when he came back, never mind. I was going to say he might have been the worst forward, but Sanford was the worst forward. So, but just statistically speaking, over the last few years, Tarasenko does not need to be a Blue. And does that pain me to say? Yes. I mean, I love Tarasenko. I've loved watching him as a Blue, but I think it's time. The problem is he does have a no trade clause. So any team they trade him to, he has to agree to. And
well, I can tell you, he ain't going to Buffalo.
Well, the problem that I see is the list of teams that he probably would want to go to.
Very small. And then they're probably going to be contending teams that the Blues don't want to send them to.
The other problem is, what are these teams willing to give up? I have heard that one of the teams he's willing to go to is the LA Kings. What are they willing to give the Blues?
What are the Blues wanting to take from the Kings?
Well, and that's the thing.
Like pretty much nothing.
I mean, it would almost have to be
Kopitar.
I would want him, but they're not going to trade Kopitar for Tarasenko.
But I'm just saying.
I tell you what, a guy that would be freaking awesome to get is no, what the heck is that dude's name?
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh my god! Of course, it goes to. No, it's neither one of them either.
I don't know.
I know who I'm thinking of, and I cannot think of why it is.
Brendan Lemieux.
Just if I can find his name.
Brendan Lemieux.
Maybe it is.
Andreas Athanasiou.
I thought because they had this. What?
Adrian Kemp.
No.
Vivardi. Or Viardi. Sorry. Lafalo. Mata.
Quentin Byfield.
Oh yeah, he ain't giving him Quentin Byfield. No shot.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's who I would like.
Well, they're not going to give up.
They're not going to
either. To be fair.
Well, yeah. At this point for Tarasenko,
Bag of pucks.
I don't even think that you get a first round pick.
You might get a third
from anyone.
If you get a first round draft pick for Tarasenko, you're giving up all your pucks to that team that you're just trading them to.
Yeah. Well, and that's my thing is the Blues have to get rid of him. Obviously, in my mind, I think they're losing Bozak. I think they're losing. Supposedly, that there's still a chance that they want to sign Hoffman, but
why?
Honestly, over the two, either Hoffman or Tarasenko, I'd rather have Hoffman.
I'd rather have neither of them.
Well, I agreed, but
I have Bozak.
I'd rather have Bozak too. The problem is,
I'd rather have Zach Sanford.
If here's
it took you a second to realize what I said.
I had already gotten my thoughts with the fact that you said that. The problem is, if they sign Hoffman over Jaden Shorts, I might go ahead and just get rid of all my Blue stuff now and turn over to a Seattle Kraken fan.
There you go. Their jerseys are pretty cool.
I told you my second team is going to be Seattle, because people cannot say I'm a bandwagon fan. They're becoming a new team.
Maybe. Honestly, just wait to see what Blue goes to Seattle and then just buy a Seattle Kraken jersey of that Blues player.
Hey, to be honest,
David Perron.
It's not going to be Perron. They have to protect Perron. If they don't protect Perron, they're fucking
They've
idiots.
traded Perron twice now, so... They traded him... What? They traded him once. He got signed in the expansion draft, and then he was a free agent once, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he came back to St. Louis.
Every time.
Yeah, and he already said he wants to be in St. Louis. So if they expose him,
lose him to the expansion draft and then sign him a year later.
Well, here's the thing. I think the Blues expose Dunn.
Expose Tarasenko.
Lose Dunn, because they've already proven that they have a guy who can replace Dunn pretty well. I mean, their defense needs help.
They just need help in general.
Well, yeah. So let's get off the Blues.
Yeah.
Let's go to the other part of that bracket.
The
And
Islanders.
The Islanders beat the Boston Bruins 4-2. I want to say that I wanted to pick the Islanders in that, but I want to say I
Yeah.
picked Boston in 6.
I picked Boston and something.
Chandler,
He wasn't here.
who would you have picked?
I mean, honestly, with how Rask has been playing, though, I probably would have picked New York.
Yeah.
I mean, Rask. Yeah, I mean Rask did play a little shitty, but
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
we both picked Boston because of
Yeah.
Taylor Hall.
yeah,
Good to see him lose.
I tell you what though, I'm gonna like watching the Islanders and Tampa Bay series, mainly because the Islanders are just a very well coached defensive team.
Yeah.
However, I still have Tampa Bay in 6.
Tampa Bay in 5.
And
I've underestimated the Islanders all year, and I'm not going to stop now.
Well, you know that's what I mean, right?
They're gonna.
Means-
They're probably gonna sweep Tampa.
Means the Islanders are probably gonna make the Stanley Cup, but
And I'm going Islanders in 7.
Tampa in 5. You heard it here first.
so 5, 6.
I'm gonna be
7.
wrong.
Okay, sounds good. So we will keep you updated on how the next rounds go, and we will have our predictions for the Stanley Cup Final whenever those rounds are over.
When they are
So-
completed.
Ooh, speaking of hockey though, did you see Nathan McKinnon's comments after losing that game?
That he sucked? Yeah.
No, his exact. I mean, in a way.
Kinda.
In a way, he kind of said that. I mean, he was pissed, but
Yeah.
his exact words were, "I've been in the league for 9 years. I haven't won shit. It's time to get back to work and win next year." I mean, how can
You know,
you gotta like that guy.
See, you have to like that guy, but there's another team that had that mantra of just wait till next year, and they waited 108 years till they won, so he might still be waiting a little while.
It's true.
That's all I'm saying.
I know who you're talking about.
I think everybody
Hey.
knows what I'm talking about.
And
Hey.
if they don't,
The last thing that we're gonna say about the whole hockey thing, Kroenke sucks.
Kroenke sucks.
All right, but let's go to this day in sports history.
This day in sports history, let's do it. So on this day in sports history, this day being June 12th, this is 2021, but we're going to start it off in
Braden, we're just gonna stop right now. 2 years ago, the Blues won the Stanley Cup. That's all you need to know.
Nope.
June 12th.
no.
Nope. 1895. Starting way back in the day.
Wow.
Were you born then?
No, I'm not. You're older than I am. I don't want to hear that. I'm not going to know how to pronounce this name, so I'm going to go with Emile Levasseur. Levasseur. I don't know.
Lavasse.
He wins the first automobile race in history, which is in Paris. Yeah, 1895.
What kind of race?
I don't know.
What kind of automobiles?
It was a car. It ran on an engine.
We're talking like Model T or
I'm going to talk about
that didn't
it
come out
was-
until 1920. Never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say, calm down over there. But wait, there's more. The race lasted 48 hours and 48 minutes.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Totaled, hold on, 1,178 kilometers, or for us in the United States, 730 miles. Yeah,
Okay, here's my question.
no breaks.
They didn't get to fucking sleep?
I don't know.
That's all I was asking.
It sounds better, so I'm going to say no.
Interesting.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
I like it.
So you know how whenever, you're expecting 1895, there's going to be a big jump, right, to a different year? No. 1896. Next
Oh.
year. Harry Vardon wins his first British Open.
Nice.
Of his 5.
Nice.
I believe. 5? 6? 6. He won 6. Then, wow, now we're going to jump a couple. 1947.
That's more than a couple, Braden.
Okay, yeah.
That's quite a few.
It's the first night game at Fenway.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
First night game under the lights.
Yeah. And then again, you think we're going to jump forward a couple years? Nope. 1 year later, 1948, Babe Ruth's final farewell at Yankee Stadium.
Man,
And then,
that's sad.
You know what? Talk about sad. He died 2 months later.
Well, way to
August of
August
August
way to turn
18th?
this podcast from positive into like just a downhill slide.
Hey, we
Emotional
were already
moment.
going downhill.
We've been downhill since 1 second into it.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Then another couple years later, in 1953, Ben Hogan wins his first U.S. Open of his 4,
Hey, hold on.
or his 4th U.S. Open. Sorry.
Chandler, what sport did Ben Hogan play?
Golf.
Hey, I'll drink to that.
I mean, we're talking about the U.S. Open on this podcast, and you said it was golf earlier.
Well, there's
so,
a tennis
Could have been
US Open.
tennis.
well, you know.
But he won. It was his 4th U.S. Open, not his first. His record-tying 4th U.S. Open.
Nice. Has anybody broke that record yet? I don't think so.
I don't believe so. But sticking with the U.S. Open, 1991. At the U.S. Open, there was a spectator that died while spectating the U.S. Open. Any idea how he died? Or how he or she died?
A ball hit him in the head.
Nope.
No, lightning.
He was struck by lightning.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Definitely did not look off of your sheet.
Yeah, no kidding. So I asked him. So then, jump forward to the 2 years ago, 2019. You have the Toronto Raptors winning their first NBA championship in franchise history. And on that same day, the Blues win their first Stanley Cup in franchise
yeah,
history.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a great night.
so it has not been broke, but it
tied.
has been tied by multiple people.
I mean, Jack Nicklaus.
Willie Anderson and Bobby Jones.
Well, Ben Hogan and
What? Willie Anderson, Bobby Jones.
well, I know. I'm thinking about. I mean, obviously Jack Nicklaus was after Ben Hogan and Bobby Jones, but I'm pretty sure that Bobby Jones and Ben Hogan were. Ben Hogan might have been a little after Bobby Jones. Either way,
I don't know.
but that was this day in sports history.
Okay. So I
Big
guess
names in there.
there's a lot of good names in there.
I think also on this day in sports history, Joe DiMaggio hit 3 consecutive home runs. I just didn't put that on there, but I don't know what year it was. But
I don't know.
I don't either.
But I think
Sometime it is
I think
good.
the most important thing to say is Happy June 12th to all fellow Blues fans.
Happy June 12th.
May 2019 live in our hearts for the next 50 something years.
Yeah, so
because,
probably
you
won't
know,
happen again.
That might be the next time the Blues win.
We
Yeah.
went Blues.
So, let's go Blues. Let's talk about golf.
Let us talk about golf. So, next, well, not this weekend currently, but next weekend, which is going to be June 17th? No. June 20th.
June 19th.
June
19th.
But doesn't it start on the 17th?
It'll start on the
It'll start
18th. Or 17th.
So it'll start on
Yeah.
the 17th.
17th, yeah.
Yeah. So June 17th through the 20th, which is going to be Father's Day, actually. June 20th. So is going to be the U.S. Open for the PGA Tour. And it is going to be the 121st U.S. Open. It's going to be at Torrey Pines Golf Club
Yes, it is.
in San Diego, California. The winner from last year's last year's U.S. Open was old Bryson DeChambeau. He's gonna see if
He ain't winning this year.
He's gonna see if he can compete and defend his title. Torrey Pines, I mean, one of my favorite golf courses here in the United States. I don't know.
17.
Huh?
Is that hole 17
I mean,
at Torrey Pines?
there's a bunch of like just crazy or just historic holes and famous holes there.
I know, but isn't hole 17 like the crazy one? Oh, I think it's something a whole different course.
You probably are. But either way, Torrey Pines home to plenty of historic moments in U.S. Open history. Tiger Woods' historic performance at, I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
I'm thinking of a whole different course.
You're probably thinking of
I'm thinking of
Sawgrass.
Yeah,
Okay.
I am.
But Tiger Woods and his historic win at Torrey Pines. I mean, what else can you really say about that, to be honest?
There's not really much more to say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, what are you thinking as far as a winner this year?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Braden.
I have an idea of who you're gonna pick.
You have an idea of who I'm going to pick?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I actually kind of want to hear who you think I'm going to pick.
Zalatoris.
That's a great pick. But no.
All right. Who are you going with? Cameron Young?
I'm going with Cameron Smith.
Cameron Smith. Why?
He's Australian. I don't know.
Okay.
I couldn't tell you why. Cameron Smith.
All right.
If to be honest, like if you actually want me to give like my
Who do you think is gonna win? If you really think it's Cameron Smith, you really think it's Cameron Smith.
Can we give like 3 people who think
Sure.
we're gonna win? Okay.
No.
I'm gonna go with Cameron Smith.
Okay. Do not say Phil Mickelson.
I'm not saying
Okay.
fucking Phil Mickelson. He can shove a nice one. I'm gonna go Cameron Smith,
Okay.
John Rahm,
Okay.
or I mean, I don't want to say who you thought.
I mean, Zalatoris. I mean, you could say Zalatoris. Zalatoris is a good pick.
That's why I'm like, I really want to pick
I mean,
Zalatoris.
he had a strong showing at Augusta.
Fuck it, I'm going to get Zalatoris.
All right.
Actually, can I get rid of
Cameron Smith,
my second one?
John Rahm.
No,
Get rid of Rahm.
No, I want to get rid of Cameron Smith.
Okay. Probably.
And
a good idea.
if he wins, you heard it here first.
Yeah, but you're changing it so it doesn't count.
I mean, that's obviously Brayden. Thank you.
You're welcome
for explaining that to the people.
Hey, just making sure they know.
Jackass. I'm going Brooks Koepka.
All right. Solid pick. Coming off his leg injury.
So I'm saying Brooks Koepka. My number 1, Cameron Smith. Or no, my number 1 is Will Zalatoris.
Will Zalatoris.
Then John Rahm.
Then Brooks.
Then Brooks.
Okay.
That's gonna be the top 3 too. That's gonna be the final 3.
All right. What are you thinking?
Put $5,000 down on it.
Yeah, right.
Like you have that money.
I will, and never mind. We won't talk about it.
What are you
Go
thinking?
ahead, Chandler.
What are you thinking, Chandler?
Who you got?
I got Brooks Koepka. That was a nice voice crack.
I was gonna say. You got Brooks. Any
Yeah.
reasoning behind it?
Hey guys, let's play some baseball.
That's all right. It happens. Happens to the best of us. Not me, but
Well, you know, the first few rounds.
Somebody's still going through puberty over here. So.
yeah.
The first few rounds at Torrey Pines next weekend are supposed to be a little on the windy side.
You know, Chandler, I don't want to
And-
hear about the first couple of rounds. Cause I said the same damn thing during the Masters, and it was freaking perfect weather.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what the
And,
weather says right now.
That's
But
true.
anyway, he had 3 eagles in the wind at South Carolina, Kiowa Island, or Kiowa Island, however you say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he won the U.S. Open 2 years in a row in 2017 and 2018. Minus 16 in 2017 and plus 1 in 2018.
He did way more research than I did. I just picked names.
I mean, true.
I also knew roughly like bigger name people though.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm still saying Will Zalatoris though.
I mean, that's a solid. I mean, that's a solid pick. He had a good showing. He had a good showing at the Masters. So my thought process here. I'm gonna go with I think the person that has the best chance of winning is going to be. You know, I'm just Jordan Spieth.
I literally just
Jordan
thought you were
Spieth.
gonna pick him.
I was going to say you're probably either going to pick him
So-
or Justin Thomas.
See, here's my thing though. Jordan Spieth played like shit all year.
I mean, he's coming up strong here in the last couple tournaments.
By strong, you mean he's actually not like getting cut?
I mean, he got second in not last week's tournament, the tournament before that,
Okay, but who
and
all,
he had a decent showing in the
who
tournament
all,
last week.
who all did he play against?
Well, I mean, all of the names were in the one before last week.
Okay.
So all the ones were in the one last week too.
Should we talk? Okay, before you go on to who your other two. By the way, Jim, did you have anybody else
No.
other than Kev? Okay. Should we just point out the fact that Ricky Fowler did not make it into the
Listen
US
here.
Open?
Yes, I mean we can. I don't want to.
No. Here's my thing. Ricky Fowler does not make it into this tournament.
Yeah.
But guys like. I mean,
Bernd Wiesberger.
yeah.
Matt Wolff. I mean, Matt Wolff is solid.
Jonathan Vegas. Or is it Vegas or is it
Vegas?
Vegas.
Jonathan Vegas.
Like,
I will say he did play well last week. Okay. Did play well last week.
Hayden Springer.
Or this week. Played well this week.
I mean, fuck. Even Webb Simpson made it in.
See, but I mean, Fowler's had a really rough go of it this year, and well, honestly, last year, last couple years.
Do you want to know why it is? He needs to get rid of this Puma. Puma should not be on the golf course, folks. Okay.
I tell you what though, I think that if he,
can I give a fourth?
If you say, are you gonna say Colin Morikawa?
Colin Morikawa.
Yeah. I tell you what though,
I didn't realize he was playing in it. I'm giving a fourth.
I think what Ricky needs to do is, I think honestly he needs to drop, like you said, because Puma and Cobra are linked.
Yes.
So I think that if he dropped the Puma Cobra sponsorship and fully went with TaylorMade, who he's also sponsored with, I think that would open up a whole bunch of possibilities with him as far as different clubs that he could be using. And I mean, he already uses. He's literally sponsored by TaylorMade for a golf ball. He uses a TaylorMade golf ball, one that he designed actually.
Yeah.
And then he uses their golf glove, but he doesn't use anything else TaylorMade.
Well, and I think the other problem is he just doesn't look comfortable on the golf course anymore.
No, he really doesn't.
I don't know what it is about everything, but he just does not look comfortable on the golf course at all.
You know what he needs to do? He needs to stop. He needs to go back to his. I mean, obviously he's a little bit older now, but he needs to go back to the young-looking self that he was a couple of years ago, with the long flow of hair, the lettuce coming out of the back of the hat.
Oh yeah.
Shave the freaking mustache because it looks horrible.
Well,
and go back to the bright colors. Give me back the bright orange. That's what needs to happen. Because honestly, when he stopped doing that,
the mustache thing is, I mean, it's that should already be a given.
I mean, honestly, that could be what's throwing him off. The aerodynamics in his swing. You never know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying he needs to.
Who are your before we get too carried away on the Fowler topic? Who are your other two or three? That since I said four, you can say four.
Go back to the other thing. Pull it back up.
Do you mean to go through?
Yeah, scroll down.
Right here. Do me. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, just scroll down. But the one that I definitely think could have a possibility is going to be, well, you said Justin Thomas, and I definitely agree with that. I think that Justin Thomas could be a good pick this week. Driving accuracy isn't necessarily a huge thing. Distance.
Do you need to go a little faster?
No, it's good.
Okay.
Distance. I mean, Justin Thomas is a big hitter, and obviously, big hitters are mainstay in winning tournaments. So I think he's got a good chance of winning.
So big hitters. Are you going to go with old Bryson DeChambeau?
He's actually going to be my third thought here of winning too. With him winning last year and not really being able to celebrate as he normally would, I think that he maybe wants to get back in that winner's circle and actually be able to celebrate. And again, with him going out and hitting 358-yard drives, 360-yard drives, not too many people are going to be hitting it past him. Plus, he's really stepped up his game a lot here in the last year, I guess.
Yeah.
But honestly, I like his style of game where he kind of not necessarily overanalyzes everything, but kind of breaks everything down from like a scientific standpoint and really shows how how to be as consistent as possible.
I know who you're picking.
Who do you think?
You said Jordan Spieth. Your next one is going to be, hold on, Louis Oosthuizen.
You think that's going to be my next one?
No.
Okay.
That was kind of a joke.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be Louis Oosthuizen, which, I mean, could be, though. I mean, Louis has made quite a presence of himself with winning the Masters and seems to be always up there in, like, the bigger tournaments.
Have we passed your guy yet?
I don't think so. But somebody else that I think really could, depending on how well he plays, obviously, but Rory McIlroy is going to be an interesting pick for this week. I mean,
you just had to pick my normal guy, didn't you?
Well, I wasn't gonna. I'm not going with him, but I definitely think that he is an interesting pick because I mean, with him winning not last week, but winning a couple of tournaments ago. But I do think that this might be a surprise pick to some people, but the person that I'm thinking, Matt Wolff, very, very underrated player, somebody that people might not know too much about, but Matt Wolff, also a TaylorMade sponsored player, has one of the most interesting swings I've ever seen in my life. Like, even, I mean, Charles Barkley-esque, kind of.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord.
It is a very interesting swing. But he seems he's a very consistent player. Very consistent player. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him towards the top of the leaderboard in this tournament, but I'm definitely thinking that Jordan Spieth could come out on top this week.
Okay. Do you have a third?
I already gave mine.
Okay. Or a fourth?
I mean, Rory, but
okay.
I definitely think that Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas are probably going to be up there, and I would say Bryson is probably a solid pick too, but I think Jordan might take it home this week.
I'm still saying Will Zalatoris.
I will say that the one thing that is going that could keep Jordan from winning is his driving accuracy.
Yeah.
Because watching him in his last tournament and then watching him play in the tournament that he got second in, I mean, the reason that he got second, didn't win that tournament, is his driving accuracy. He didn't find himself in the fairway too much that final round. Mm-hmm. Put himself in some bad lies and having to make miraculous shots in order to get up and down. So if he can't find the fairway, I mean, I could see it. I could see him being cut, to be honest. Yeah. It's a very slippery slope for Jordan. And that's just the way he always has been.
And especially at Torrey Pines, it's not a terrible course if you don't find the fairway, but
it's relatively open, but there are some places where you can't.
It definitely does not help by any means. So, there's our picks for the U.S. Open, and obviously next week we'll discuss, how
everything's going,
how everything went. Well, yeah, but by that point, no, because it'll be 3 rounds. It'll be Friday or Saturday.
That'd be 2 or 3 rounds in.
So we'll discuss how everything's going and how our picks are doing, and hopefully none of our picks are cut.
I'd like to see none of them cut,
but I have a feeling at least one probably will
Cameron
be.
Smith.
I said Cameron Smith isn't going to be. That was one of my picks.
Rory.
So Rory might be.
Yeah, that's a very real possibility.
Here's the thing: Rory's either in the top 10 or he's cut. There's no in between. So
I tell you what, though, there was one player whenever you were scrolling through there that really kind of caught my eye, And I don't really have a really big reason for it. But it just kind of developed. I just kind of thought about it, and he could have a really good week.
The amateur.
Cameron Young, the amateur. Now, it's been quite a while since an amateur has won the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
and I don't expect him to win.
I expect him to compete, though.
I think that he could have a very good coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And really showing that he's going to be there to stay, that he's going to be around. Because I think he's going to develop. I mean, he's a young player. I think he's going to develop into quite a good professional once he's done with his amateur status.
And I don't know the answer to this, and maybe you do. So if an amateur wins like a major, do they automatically like join the professional tour, or how does that work?
Well, if you're an amateur, then you'd still go through like the qualifying stages and all that other kind of stuff.
See, and that was just what I didn't know. Is like I know amateurs get to play in like the Masters, the U.S. Open, and like all these major tournaments.
Yeah, you have to qualify for those. So
but I didn't know if they won a major, like do they automatically just?
I mean, they'll automatically be invited back next year.
Yeah, well, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
But for like the U.S. Open, I want to say winning the U.S. Amateur automatically gets you a spot in the U.S. Open. There are a couple of qualifying events that you win that you get an automatic spot. But I think he's going to be one of those players that doesn't spend too long. And I mean, if he does win, I'd be interested to, or if he does do well, I'd be interested to see what he does, as far as if he does decide to turn professional or how quickly he decides to turn professional.
Well, and I think
college and things along those lines.
I think we both agree that he will probably be the top performing amateur in this tournament.
I would say he'd probably be up there. I'd think another. There's another amateur in here that kind of caught my eye. Let's see if I can find him again.
I wish they would sort it by just like amateurs instead of.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did too. But there was another one in here. I can't think of what his name is at the moment.
So I know they don't.
Kevin Na might have a decent tournament too.
I know they don't sort it by it, but it'd be freaking nice if they did. So that way you didn't have to look through like alphabetical order. You could just search through amateurs instead of doing all that.
Yeah. Oh, Cole. Maybe he was the one that I was thinking of. I think he was.
But say I have no.
It wasn't an amateur, but Daniel Berger. He was the one that I was thinking of. He was the one that I was trying to recall earlier, but I think he might be kind of a dark horse pick too.
Hey, I'm okay with it. But that, like I said, that is our U.S. Open talk, and we will keep you updated on how things are going and how our picks are doing. So, hopefully my picks do well.
And we'll be sure to write them down so we remember.
Yeah, I was say I'm gonna write mine down at least put them on my phone or something. And so that way I know exactly who I picked.
Yeah.
But with that being said, we're gonna turn it over to Chandler for NASCAR.
Do you remember who you picked?
Yeah, I remember who I picked.
Just making sure you didn't forget already.
And since I'm turning it over to Chandler for NASCAR, get another beer.
Go ahead.
Hey, we gotta keep the people knowing, like it's Greg's beer time.
That's right.
All right, it's fine. Not like you're missing anything or something.
I'll be back for a talk.
All right, so last week was the Sonoma Road Course race. It was 90 laps, 3 stages. Your starting lineup was first Kyle Larson, second Chase Elliott, third William Byron, or as I like to call him, Willie B. Fourth, Denny Hamlin. Fifth, Kyle Busch. Sixth, Austin Dillon. Seventh, Alex Bowman. Eighth, Kevin Harvick. Ninth, Brad Keselowski. And 10th, Tyler Reddick. Well, Braden, it's another tough week for the old Anthony Alfredo.
Well, you know what? He needs to step it
He
up.
started 28th again. Right, like 4 spots behind Ryan Newman, who started 24th. It's got to stop happening.
It does. He's not going to get that pasta sponsorship if he
No.
keeps up these performances.
But later on, I'll tell you why it's good.
Oh, okay.
So, in stage 1, Chase Elliott was trying to pit on lap 2, but pit road was closed, and they had no reason why it was closed. They just closed it for no reason. And then that's all that happened in the stage, out of information. So, your top 5 at the end of the stage was Kyle Larson, your leader, Chase Elliott in second, Kyle Busch in third, Martin Truex Jr. in fourth, and fifth goes to Alex Bowman. In stage 2, with 9 to go in the stage, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. spins into the sand, causing a caution, hit the wall as well, and I guarantee you he probably shit his pants doing that.
Might have.
Might have.
So what caused the caution, or caused the spin exactly,
I would
was
Yeah.
he had a right front flat tire, so that was kind of
Yeah, I'd
dangerous,
wreck, too.
but it's all good, I guess. It
I mean,
happens.
it's all good in the hood.
What?
Ever heard that expression? It's all good in the hood?
No.
Oh, well.
Well, now you have.
Yeah.
It's all
All
good
right.
in the hood.
We're too old for him, apparently.
I mean,
Again, that's all that happened in that stage, so your top 5 at the end of the stage was first, again, Kyle Larson.
there's a lot of good racing in that stage, Chandler. There's not just a wreck is all that happened.
Well, I know, but the most important stuff is just the wrecks, because I'm going to tell you who's
Gonna give the
leading
people what
later
they
on.
want. They want the Rex.
I mean, that's true.
Yeah.
What else is there to watch in NASCAR half the time? Just
Well, on
you're
road,
making a left turn.
well, road courses, you don't make a left turn.
That's why I said.
I'm sure you
said-
make a left turn somewhere in there.
You
well,
do make a left
Well,
turn.
you do, but, like, you make...
Not
Right
just a
turns
left
But
turn.
they also turn right.
Yes.
I didn't know those cars turned right.
There's actually specific cars you have to run on road courses.
Hey, I actually have a question for you, Chandler.
Yes.
Is this the last road course of the year, or have they done Watkins Glen yet? I
think it's into the
don't-
year race.
think they have, but you might want to check.
I think that's the end of the year race. Continue with your stuff and he'll look this up.
All
I'll
right.
look this up. Yeah.
So, at the end of the stage, your leader, again, is Kyle Larson. Second to Joey Logano.
No.
Kind of a surprise considering he was in 8th or 9th at the end of the stage. Or at the end of the first stage. And came up to second, which was good for him, but it was pretty much because other cars in front of him had to pit. So third goes to Alex Bowman. Fourth to Kurt Busch. And fifth to Chase Elliott. In stage 3, with 19 to go, Quinn.
I was counting how many more they had.
Oh, okay.
They have 2 more road courses.
Oh,
Watkins
where's the
Glen is
second
still-
one?
They have Road America on July 4th.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah, Road
Yeah.
America on July 4th, and then Watkins Glen is
August 8th.
August 8th.
Go
I
bowling
just saw
at the
that
Glen.
today. It's the one.
Yeah, it's called the Go Bowling
Go bowling at the Glen.
at the Glen.
Yep.
Yeah. Watkins
Okay.
Glen's a tough track.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
When's the All-Star
That's
race?
good.
Next week.
It's next week
Oh, nice, okay.
at Texas Motor Speedway.
did he
I'm
say-
going to get into it.
Actually,
did
it's
he
this
already
week.
say that?
It's this week.
No.
Oh,
I'm
that
gonna
would
get
be that
into
would
it.
be
It's
that
this
would be
week.
this
Sorry.
week, Chandler.
Oh,
I
my
said next
bad.
week. It's this week.
All right.
So does that mean there's not a regular race?
Technically, it is a regular race, but there's
It's a-
only a certain amount of people that are battling for the $1 million.
I have another question.
But
What is the NASCAR All-Star Open?
It's an open qualifying event.
Because there's an Open and then there's the actual race. So what's the Open?
Once 50
couldn't
laps.
tell you.
It's the quick one.
It's the quick
See?
version, probably.
50 miles or 50 laps, 100 laps.
But I mean,
That's what I'm saying. That's
I
it.
I really don't know the difference.
It's
And
okay.
I'm the one that's talking about it, and
It's
I really
okay.
don't know the difference.
no, you're good. I really was just wondering like what the
'Cause-
difference is.
Take a pee to stop.
I mean,
All right, we're getting off topic.
Yeah, go ahead, continue.
you just
Where was I? With the 19 to go? Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you
Alright.
were.
In stage 3 with 19 to go, Quinn Houf, however you say his last name, came to a halt on the track, causing a caution. He just stopped
Oh,
in the middle of the track.
good for him. Brake check.
the NASCAR All-Star Open is if they win. Each of the 3-stage winners get an automatic invite into the actual All-Star race.
it was the open qualifying. Yep. See, I was right.
as
Mark it down.
Technically, you are right.
Mark it down.
as will the winner of the fan vote. So, dude, we should vote for Anthony Alfredo.
Shit, it's the only way he's getting in there.
Well,
We'll
it's
get there.
already, like, pretty much today now.
That's true.
That's true.
It is.
So you're probably not going to be able to vote now.
Damn.
Dang it.
No, well, we might be able to.
It'll be okay. He'll get there next
All
year.
right.
Hey, no, he'll win one of the stages.
We'll see. Hit me with it.
He'll wreck
All
the whole
right.
field.
So with 14 to go, Kevin Harvick and Corey LaJoie hit each other, causing another caution. So,
Good grief.
Can I ask a simple question? Like, what the hell is up with Kevin Harvick this year? His car's been ass.
Seems like he's wrecked a lot.
Talk,
I don't
talk
know.
about shit in your pants. He's shit in the bed.
Yeah.
I have no idea, honestly. You know,
Leaking oil.
Is he still sponsored by Busch Light? Or did he change sponsorships?
They probably kicked him
sponsored
off.
by Jimmy John's.
See?
He's been sponsored by
Yeah,
Jimmy
he's
John's
sponsored
for
by
a
Jimmy
long
John's for a
time.
while.
I think he might be sponsored by Busch Light as well, but he's been sponsored by Jimmy John's too. Because he runs both cars every now and then. He switches.
You completely just spelled sponsors wrong.
Well, here.
Well, then it's
But
Busch Light.
he is sponsored by Jimmy John's as well because there's his car
Yeah.
right there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. Like, he's sponsored by...
So he runs both cars. So
The
you
primary sponsor is Busch Beer.
Hey, there we go. Other sponsors are
So
Jimmy
I tell
John's.
you what.
because
Hunt Brothers
Okay,
Pizza.
that's fine.
That is an interest.
That is a very interesting
That's
they
sponsor.
sell that
great.
at Casey's gas station every now and then.
Dude, it's like a Hunt Brothers Pizza. Like
Oh,
like
it's
a,
legit.
It's a huge pizza thing.
It's
have
legit.
It, they have it over in my gas station by my work. Get it all the time.
You get it all the time. It's
Must
good,
be
isn't
nice.
It's great pizza.
it? Oh yeah.
All right.
Sorry,
laps
Taylor.
later-
We keep knocking you off topic. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
you're fine. 2 laps later, the 51 of Cody Ware was hit by the 37 of Ryan Preece. The way it happened was the 37 spun off the track, saved it, came onto the track right in front of the 51 of Cody Ware,
One
and
idiot.
and Cody Ware didn't see him coming and hit the back end of him, and they both were out of the race.
Ridiculous.
I was gonna make a joke. Never mind. Keep going.
So your top 10 at the end of the race was first.
Wait, this is the end of the race?
Yeah,
Okay.
there's only 3 stages.
I know. I didn't watch this race, so I'm actually really wondering who won.
Anthony Alfredo.
No.
I definitely not.
Again,
Shock the
it's
world.
Kyle Larson,
Oh damn it.
which is kind of why earlier this week I asked you a question that I'm not going to say on here because it's already happened like 2 weeks ago.
Ask me a quit. Okay. Keep going.
Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
yeah. No, you're good.
It happened 2 weeks ago, so we're not going to mention it because I kind of forgot about it.
That's
Yeah, you're
So
fine.
in second, we have Chase Elliott. Third, Martin Truex Jr. Fourth, Joey Logano. Your Bush brothers are fifth and sixth. Kyle in fifth and Kurt in sixth. Seventh
Kurt?
goes to Ross Chastain,
Hey,
who's
Ross
kind of
Chastain.
rookie this year, and he's in the top 10. So
Ross Chastain.
hey, you got a shout out on Unfinished Business. There
I
you
mean, he
go.
gets shout on national TV, I'm sure, every weekend too, but
Oh well, probably.
this is more important.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Eighth goes to Denny Hamlin. Ninth to Alex Bowman. And 10th to Ryan Blaney.
Oh man, I really thought it was going to be Ryan Newman. I was going to be like, holy shit.
No. He's
Well-
at the end of the pack.
He did rack.
No.
No.
Oh.
He finished 33rd, which is the last running spot because everybody else
Told ya.
DNF'd.
Well, I mean, at least he was still running.
Hey, guess where Anthony
finished the race.
Alfredo finished?
32nd.
31st.
Oh.
Hey, attaboy.
Yeah.
But what's sad about it is if he didn't
very.
have to pit, he would have finished like close to the top 10 because he was battling in like 8th.
You want to know what? It's because he's not sponsored by freaking Pasta House
Yeah.
that he can't afford good gas.
He doesn't have he doesn't have the pasta power.
That's
Doesn't have the
true,
pasta
too.
power.
Well,
He needs those extra carbs.
getting back into the NASCAR records, we have Hendrick Motorsports tying another record
Oh god.
that has stood since
Heck yeah, man.
1956.
Yeah.
Long time.
They tie
winners.
a 1-2 finish in 4 straight races.
Heck yeah.
Good for them.
Hendrick Motorsports isn't old Kevin Harvick a Hendrick Motorsport? Or no, he's
no.
Stuart Haas now, isn't he?
Yes.
I think so.
He's a
Yeah.
Haas. That was on as a list of sponsors. It's Haas.
Yeah. Because the Stuart Haas's cars are racing like ass this year.
Braden, who's Kyle Busch raced for?
Toyota.
What team?
That is true.
That's
Toyota.
Toyota.
Joe Gibbs Racing.
Oh, there you go.
Well.
The more you know.
Hey, guess what? I didn't hear old Kyle Busch win this race.
He was in 5th.
Exactly. It's the 4th loser.
I mean, Kurt Busch was 6th, though.
Actually,
Kurt's a loser too.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get into it.
There's only one winner. All the rest are losers.
Actually, he's the 35th loser.
Who?
Kyle Busch. Because he got 5th. So if you go from the bottom up, it's 35th. Loser. If you get last, you lose first.
But he'd be the
No.
4th loser going from top to bottom because you'd go from top to
Okay,
bottom.
well-
Yeah,
Whatever.
because you
I'm confusing
the way
myself
the
now.
way you cross
you're
the finish
confusing me.
the way you cross the finish line, Chandler, he would be the 4th loser because
I can see that, yeah.
the second place person would be the first. Yeah,
It doesn't
Okay,
matter.
never mind.
it doesn't
I'm
matter.
confusing myself.
If you ain't first or last. So.
Very true.
Well, I'm not done yet.
Oh no.
Because next week, obviously, I already said I'm going to be probably more than likely talking about the All-Star race
Yep.
at Texas Motor Speedway.
Yep.
As of right now, your starting top 10 is first Kyle Larson, second Kyle Busch, third Christopher Bell,
4th Anthony Alfredo.
fourth Cole Custer,
Damn. He's in it.
fifth Austin Dillon, sixth Chase Elliott, seventh Joey Logano, eighth Willie B. William Byron, ninth Brad Keselowski, and 10th Martin Truex Jr.
No Ryan Newman.
No Ryan Newman.
No.
I mean,
He's sitting at home with Anthony Alfredo.
The guy could
Probably.
have the guy could have died last year, and he's not in the All Star race. That's some bullshit.
so
He's sitting on the couch next to Anthony Alfredo, taking a week off.
I have a question for both of you.
Okay.
Out
I
of the
might have
top
an answer.
10,
Out of the top
who
10,
is your guys' pick to win?
Chase Elliott.
Martin Truex.
That's a great pick.
I mean,
For not knowing anything about NASCAR, that's a damn good.
Martin
I'd-
Truex.
I would love
Chase
to
Elliott.
see Kyle Busch win
I
at
wouldn't.
Texas, considering he just got his 99th Xfinity Series win yesterday. Now that it's technically today, like Sunday, but
Well, can
he
I
got his 99th, and if he gets 100, he's going to retire from the Xfinity Series because he
Can I-
already said that.
can I say something and not sound like a dick?
Hmm.
When you're racing like actual Cup Series, I would sure as hell hope you can beat people in the fucking Xfinity Series.
I mean,
Well, yeah.
I mean, no offense. Like I would sure.
that's
as hell
kind of
hope.
like because Truex runs trucks, right?
I think.
So is Kyle Busch.
Yeah, so does Kyle Busch, but I'm
Well,
pretty.
not every now and then.
but
but-
I'm pretty sure Truex runs trucks too.
Yeah, I mean
'Cause-
it's the same thing. Like I would.
Yeah,
That's like I
I
mean.
mean trucks might be a whole. They're a whole
I mean,
different
obviously,
story, but-
racing anybody can beat anybody on a given day, but it's kind of like
Yeah, I'm not gonna say what came to my mind, but
Well, and
mean-
some people have said he goes back down to the Xfinity Series just to like.
have fun.
Well, to give the younger
Hold on.
people, I don't say guys.
to actually win a race.
No. How many races has your driver won this year?
We're not talking about Ryan Newman. We're talking about Kyle Busch. If you want Ryan Newman race Xfinity Series, I guarantee you probably have some wins.
Okay.
Maybe.
Kevin Harvick ran the Xfinity Series.
Maybe that's
and
where
got
Anthony Alfredo should
dead
go.
last.
Then he might have a chance.
You know, what is up with Kevin Harvick? He can't even win in the Xfinity Series. He can't even get a top 10 there.
It's because Busch Beer.
It's because he's not racing with...
You want to know why it is?
Because Jimmy John's isn't his primary sponsor.
No,
He's not freaky fast.
It's because he's sponsored by Busch Light and not Busch Beer.
He's sponsored by Busch Beer. You
But-
just read it a second ago
but
that
his
his primary sponsor was Busch Beer.
Hang on.
But his car says Busch Light.
You know, Kyle Busch, he's my favorite driver, but I will say he does get cocky.
I would say so.
I mean,
On that note,
what
I
pissed me
think-
off after watching him win today was that he saw exactly what Kyle Larson did last week at Sonoma and had to do the exact same thing on top of his car at the end of the race in victory lane. He had to take a picture with his Rowdy energy drink in his mouth and spit it out so it looked exactly like Kyle Larson. And it ticked me off because I don't like copying what other people do in victory lane. It just ticks me off.
Yeah. Oh, well.
But I'd like to see Kyle Busch win at Texas just so he can sweep the weekend
Yeah.
from the Xfinity and Cup Series. But I'm honestly probably gonna go with Christopher Bell.
Okay.
I still think Truex.
I still think Chase Elliott, but that's just me.
It's a good pick. Solid pick. When he sponsored by McDonald's at one point? Probably a long time ago.
Maybe a long time ago.
I'll say probably a long time ago.
think
This
I
might
have a
be
card.
like PlayStation 2 type.
I think I have a NASCAR card where he was sponsored by McDonald's. Unless you're thinking of Kyle Larson,
No.
because I think he was sponsored by McDonald's too.
No, I'm thinking I'm thinking it was Chase Elliott.
Because now he's sponsored by Napa Know-How.
Yeah,
Type in McDonald's. Oh.
I mean it pops up.
Oh. Haha. Look at that.
He's number 42.
Yeah.
Look at that. I was
Yeah,
right.
I have a card with his number on it
Sweet.
like that.
Well,
A McDonald's power.
okay, here's the thing. It's probably because is Bill Elliott his dad?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's probably why he was sponsored by McDonald's, because Bill Elliott was sponsored by McDonald's.
I don't care. He was still sponsored by McDonald's. That's all I was worried about.
I know, I'm just...
You know what's nice is I have a Bill Elliott card and a Chase Elliott card together.
Alright, we're talking way too much about NASCAR at this
Yeah.
point, because we're getting
I'm
off
done.
topic now.
We're just getting way off topic.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Ooh. I think he should bring back the old Hooters.
Oh my god.
Here we go.
Hey, he did win a lot of races
We
with that
need
car
to get
though.
off of this before we go down a path.
We're going down a bad path.
Yeah, no
Yes.
kidding.
Path of no survival for Greg.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
All right, so our top 5 today, and Chandler, we thank you for your NASCAR segment.
Very much so.
Thank
We
you.
are definitely looking forward to the All-Star race. That's tomorrow.
After we hear
Yes.
about
I'm watching
Martin
tomorrow
Truex,
night.
I am too.
after we hear about, I'm not. I'll be honest.
7 p.m.
But after we hear about Martin Truex winning, I'll come back and yeah.
Hey, I tell you what, you guys want to have a good like bet here.
Oh God.
So you picked who?
I said I would love to see Kyle Busch.
Who's your actual pick?
He took Christopher.
feel
He said
bad.
Christopher Bell.
Christopher Bell. Okay, so I have Chase
But-
Elliott.
If we're putting a bet on
And
this,
you
I
have-
don't want to go Christopher Bell.
Too late.
Too late. You already said Christopher Bell. So
Well, you didn't say we were doing a bet.
it's fine.
Come
So
on, bro.
we'll come up with some kind of like not necessarily punishment, but like just
Okay, this is unfair for me.
friendly band. I don't know. Martin Truex is gonna be fine at Texas.
I mean, okay.
You know.
I personally think. But
Can I
anyway,
go Kyle Busch, please?
No,
no, we're not gonna go Kyle Busch. You're going
Christopher Bell.
Anyway, so we are going to talk about top 5, and the top 5 today is going to be best sports rivalries. So, do we have any
honorable mention.
honorable mentions? That's the word I was looking for.
Bad
Nope.
boy. I do.
Jalen, do you have any honorable mentions? I have a ton. So
I have 7. So
I have 7 also.
look at that. It's like
You-
we coordinated it or something.
You want to go first?
Sure.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention for me is the Manchester Derby. For those
Manchester
that don't
United
know,
City.
Manchester United versus Manchester City in the Premier League.
So you took one of mine.
Sweet.
So I'll take that off.
Okay.
One of mine is USA, Canada, and hockey.
Okay. I'll raise you one.
Okay.
U.S. men's national team for soccer versus Mexico.
Mexico. Yep. I knew that was coming. Another honorable mention is Illinois versus Missouri.
That's not even worth mentioning because Illinois loses every year.
I mean, it's still a nice rivalry in our area.
In our
at
area,
least.
yeah. Notre Dame versus USC.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one you don't really
Not-
hear about too much anymore.
Yeah,
but
not anymore because they don't. Do they even play anymore?
every once in a while.
Okay. Alabama, Auburn,
Okay.
in college football.
Yeah.
I don't think it's any other sport.
I'm gonna take another one of yours.
That's fine.
Army versus Navy.
I would say.
I mean,
that's a given.
Army versus Navy.
Let's go Army, beat Navy.
Let's go Army beat Navy. I mean, yeah.
All
Hit
right.
me with another one.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Okay.
A lot of people have that in their top 5. I personally don't.
I mean,
I don't. Well, and I think for me, it's not because of the past history. It's because of the recent history.
I mean,
It's just, well, Michigan's not good.
it's still a pretty heated game, but yeah.
Well, that's honorable mention for me.
Yeah. My next one that I had, I'll go with the Duke versus UNC, North Carolina.
Not even in your top 5.
No.
Interesting. Blues, Blackhawks.
Yeah, that was one of mine I had too.
And here's my thing. I think years ago it was definitely a top 5, but recently the intensity has gone down.
Yeah.
Which I have one of my top 5, which is the same way, but I'll explain that when I get to it.
Well, here's one that I don't know, like you didn't mention for
Yeah.
honorable mentions. I'm not sure if it'd be in your top 5 or not, but one that I'm surprised that neither one of us have mentioned: Lakers versus Celtics.
See,
I mean,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
though it's not necessarily been like a recent type thing. I mean, they both have great teams still,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
and definitely,
Bird Magic,
and definitely in the past that's a huge,
yeah, there were
huge rivalry.
there were years like consecutive where it was
Yeah.
Lakers Celtics in the finals.
I mean, that's a good one. I mean, honestly, I didn't even think about that one. I don't know how or why, but I'd never thought about that one.
Yeah,
So now we get into our top 5.
top 5. We'll have
All right,
Chandler. Why don't you hit us
you,
with
you
one?
start with number 5.
FC Barcelona versus Real Madrid.
That's a good one.
Real
Versus
Madrid.
what?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Real.
Real. But
Whatever.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Same thing.
We love you,
It's
Jalen.
not.
It's not. Nah.
It's okay. I'll go ahead and go.
Okay.
My number 5 is Cardinals versus Cubs.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. There's not really much more that you can really
Yeah.
say about it. I mean,
My number 5 is Packers versus Bears.
yeah.
As you
Yeah.
know, same. Nothing you can really say about it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I feel like a lot of these are going to be kind of that.
yeah. I mean, it's
Not
gonna be
much
kind
you
of
can say
it's gonna be
about
kind of a this is what it is.
Yeah.
So, channel number 4.
Number 4.
Manchester City versus Manchester United.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe. And here's the thing. Maybe not so much in like the United States is it big, but over in
Over
that
in England,
area,
yeah.
oh, that is huge.
See, but the thing is for me is that I took it. I have it in my honorable mentions just because, again, with the recent history, like this year is better. This year is better,
Yeah.
but a couple of years, or here in the last couple of years, it's kind of been kind of lopsided with Man City.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of why I had it in my honorable mention was
Yeah.
it's been City's game to lose
Yeah.
in the recent years. So, but still, I mean, all time, huge,
Yeah.
huge.
I'm gonna. So number 4, I'm gonna stick with this. I'm gonna stick with the soccer train. I'm gonna go with Barcelona and Real Madrid.
Oh yeah. That's definitely a top 5.
I personally think that Barcelona and Real Madrid is probably the best rivalry in soccer.
Yeah. Oh,
I would
easily,
think so.
Easily.
I mean, obviously,
there's a reason why they call it El Clasico.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, Manchester Derby is obviously pretty big. Chelsea and Arsenal is pretty big, but
Yeah, not so much anymore.
Yeah, not so much anymore, but
definitely,
but
yeah.
Barcelona, Real Madrid. I mean, with
Yeah.
a long time there, with it being Cristiano Ronaldo versus Messi. I mean, the teams that those two teams have had against each other with Benzema, Eden Hazard, Ronaldo, and then you have Neymar, Messi, Suarez.
Yeah, well, and my thing is, I mean, it's
always the
it's
two best goalkeepers in the world, typically.
Yeah, it's for the best in Spain. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like that. This is
Not anymore.
well, I mean, yeah, we won't get into that anymore. But so my number, what are we on? Four.
Yep.
Cardinals Cubs. This is why I had number 4.
Okay.
And I think for me is even when like let's say the Cubs suck,
They always play well against Cardinals.
It's still a very intense series. It's still a very intense game, and I mean, especially in our area,
Yeah.
it's a lot of people are either Cubs fans or they're Cardinals fans, and then there's me who's a White Sox fan. So, it's good
And
times.
me, who's a Royals fan.
Well, I'm sorry.
But let's not talk about that.
Yeah. Number 3.
Hey, the
Cubs Cards.
The Royals are good this year. I mean,
Cubs Cards at 3.
I'll be honest. Yeah.
Yeah.
For probably the same reasons that we've all said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Alabama Auburn Iron Bowl. I mean, you had it in your honorable mention.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I think the reason why I had it in my honorable mention is because Auburn has not been competing with Alabama the last few years. Now,
it's still a pretty crazy atmosphere, crazy anticipated game every year.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's still a very intense game. It's still a very, nationally televised game every year, no matter what the teams are doing, which obviously we all know Alabama every single year is a favorite for the national championship. So,
yeah. But you never know when Alabama's going to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
I mean, Auburn.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Auburn. You never know when Auburn's going to pull an out.
You never know when Auburn's going to return a freaking kickoff or
field goal
for 108 yards.
108 yards.
So good times.
Yeah.
But
number 3.
My number 3 is Real Madrid and Barcelona.
Yeah.
As we've already stated before, it's best rivalry.
El Clasico.
Best rivalry I think is soccer.
El Clasico.
Or football, whatever you want to, however you want to call it. But number 2, Chandler.
Number 2.
Duke versus North Carolina.
Which I'm just going to go ahead and say that's my number 2.
My number 2 is Michigan, Ohio State.
Interesting.
Big. I mean, obviously Illinois, Big Ten fan, but
yeah,
I can say that Michigan hates people from Ohio. People from Ohio hate people from Michigan.
Yeah,
like it's just a big thing where if you go into Michigan and or if you're around the University of Michigan or in Ann Arbor at all, and if somebody was ballsy enough to go up and do the OH, and they would get punched.
Yeah, well,
they would get punched.
And
same thing with Ohio State.
Like I said, the reason why I had that in my honorable mention is because recently Ohio State has been just dominating that series.
I mean, they have been, but at the same time, like it.
Yeah,
like they hate each other.
Yeah, it's still a huge series, and and I'll be honest, that's the reason why I still had Duke UNC at number 2.
Yeah,
is as a Duke basketball fan, obviously I'm probably a little biased towards Duke UNC.
Yeah,
but the history of that. Of like that series, B, just still even to today, even with the one and dones, and not really having players there for 4 years that are just like, I hate UNC.
Yeah,
you still have the Duke UNC hype for the game, even if both teams suck. It's always a very intense game. I mean, last year
nationally televised on ESPN.
Yeah, I mean, last year UNC was ranked, Duke sucked, and it's still a very intense game.
Yeah.
I want to say it was 2 or 3 years ago when we were sitting in your apartment and Duke makes just unreal shots at the end of the game to tie it, and then makes an unreal shot in overtime
To win.
Yeah. You always want to tune in for the game. And in my mind, would I like to see players there for 4 years again to where you see just bad blood year after year between these teams? Yes, but with the one and dones and the way that college basketball is now, it's going to take some time. I do personally like the fact that you're able to go straight out of high school to the G League now and make money. I want to. In my mind, I feel like that's going to help with players staying a little bit longer.
Yeah.
But you still have guys that are going to be one and done that just want to go to college for a year instead of going, which in my mind, I don't really know why you wouldn't just go to the G League, start making money. But that's a whole different issue.
I mean, honestly, they're getting recruited and getting paid for it anyway, so.
I mean,
yeah.
Braden, we're not allowed to say that. They're not getting paid.
Oh, please.
Zion never got paid by
please.
Duke.
He probably is rolling around in a Lambo that he got put when he got the amount that he got paid from Duke.
Let's be honest. We know all these top recruits are getting paid in some way or another.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's people who think that these kids are going to school because they're getting full ride scholarships.
I mean, they might be getting full ride scholarships, but they're also getting nice kickback.
I'm a Duke fan. Zion did not choose to go to Duke over Clemson.
Yeah, because he wanted to go play at Duke.
Because he wanted to play at Duke, folks. Like he went to Duke because
they paid him more.
He was getting a little extra money.
Yeah, but I think the one reason because you were talking about like the basketball for Duke UNC, I think the one reason or part of the reason why I put Michigan Ohio State over that rivalry is it's a multi-sport rivalry.
That's true.
Like
football, I'll give you that. Yeah.
Football is obviously the mainstay and obviously the big rivalry between Michigan and Ohio State, but even basketball is a pretty hated between those two. I mean, I don't follow either one of their baseball teams too much, but I'm sure that they're probably
Michigan's baseball team is probably a little better than Ohio State's.
But I mean, I'm sure they probably still hate each other.
And I would say, I mean, the only other sport that you could say Duke and UNC would even really
lacrosse.
No, because UNC's lacrosse team sucks.
Oh well, Duke's is good when they don't rape people.
Yeah, like Duke's rivalry, honestly, in lacrosse is Johns Hopkins or Notre Dame, maybe Syracuse, but
yeah, that's true.
But other than that, I mean, UNC's lacrosse team sucks. I would say honestly, it would be probably football, which UNC dominates Duke in football now.
Yeah.
So I'll give you that is at least Ohio State, Michigan is multiple sports, and not just like basketball, football.
I mean, I'm sure that it's pretty well all sports for them too. That's just a hatred.
Yeah, well, and I'm sure obviously with Duke and UNC's campus being so close, it's probably every sport, but the problem is like
it's dominated by basketball.
Yeah, like. Well, I will say Duke's baseball team actually was pretty decent this year.
Well, yeah, but
finally.
I mean, their swim team might be pretty good. They might have a big, intense rivalry in their swim team.
Dude, honestly, I have no fucking idea.
All right,
maybe golf. Who knows?
There you go.
But number one, Chandler. Who's your number one?
Yankees versus Boston.
That's my number one.
It's my number one.
I mean, and this is my thing. It's
the greatest rivalry in sports.
Well, first off, for how many years this has been a rivalry, and did it start before like the Babe Ruth trade, or was that
It's been.
That's why I was like, okay,
long time.
That probably didn't help
anything.
But the history of it, the fact that even when the Red Sox sucked, it was still you must tune into this game.
Yeah.
And even to today, I mean, the Yankees-Red Sox games, like, the fans hate each other.
Oh, yeah.
The teams
hate each other.
They hate each other. And, there's always a moment that could easily spark an argument, a benches clearing. I mean, it's Yankees-Red Sox is Yankees-Red Sox. I mean,
did you know Babe Ruth was a Red Sox?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know how he became a Yankee?
off of a stupid trade.
Yeah, do you know what the Red Sox got in return for that?
Nothing.
They got money to fund a Broadway musical.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
No Nanette was the name of the musical that's never been heard of since that trade.
It's not true. Yeah.
Good trade for the Red Sox.
Well, and here's the funny part about that whole friggin' trade is you really actually wonder
The curse of the Bambino.
well if Babe Ruth stays a Red Sox, like a Red Sox for instead of going to the Yankees.
That's a crazy thought.
How many more World Series titles possibly do the Red Sox have?
How many do the Yankees have? I think it's a more important question.
That's also true. But B, does Babe Ruth still have as good of a career? Not saying that he was not a great player.
Maybe even a better career.
That's what I'm saying.
I think he might even have a better career because, I mean, if you think about it, think about the teams that he was on. He's not the main. I mean, he might be the mainstay on most of his teams, but I mean, you also have, Gehrig, Berra.
Yeah. You still
had Murderers Row.
Yeah. You still had
Boston. You had Babe Ruth.
But that's the thing I'm saying is, okay, do the Yankees still probably win?
They probably win a couple.
World Series they had loaded teams.
Yeah.
There's a reason why you, as a Yankees player now, you cannot wear numbers 1 through 10.
Yeah. Can't wear a single digit number.
Yeah, they had.
Because Jeter will have his number retired.
Anybody wears, I thought it was already retired.
2?
Yeah. I could be right. I could be wrong.
They might have.
It is retired.
Did they?
Doesn't
surprise me.
I thought it was.
I was gonna say if anybody wears his number before it's retired,
they're fucking idiots.
They're
that's just a disgrace.
I would think that the Yankees would just say no to that immediately.
Here's my thing. I don't think New York fans would let that happen.
Probably not. Maybe Jeter just paid for the rights of that number for that.
Yeah. And if it's not retired, I'd be.
It probably is.
It's going to be in the next year or two. So
it should be.
But yeah, Yankees Red Sox is just unreal.
I think the true just moment of what sums up that rivalry is the incident with I can't think of the coach's name, but the older guy for the Yankees in the benches clearing brawl that runs out onto the field, and Manny Ramirez literally grabs him by his shoulders and throws him to the ground.
I know what you're talking. It was Joe Torre.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't Joe Torre?
No.
Who?
I can't think of what his name is, but
I remember this play, and I cannot remember who the hell it was.
But yeah, literally was on his way out to probably, I'm assuming, break things up. But it's Yankees Red Sox coming out there to punch somebody. But literally runs out there and Manny just grabs him by the shoulders and throws him down, just like he's nothing. But it's just sums up how much each team hates each other. I like how you just put throws down and said the first thing that popped up was throws down Don Zimmer, that's his name.
Well, but it was also Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Martinez, that's not Manny Ramirez.
Well, here's the thing.
Pedro Martinez, yes.
Well, Pedro Martinez did that one, but Manny Ramirez also did something.
I'm thinking of Pedro, but yes.
Yeah,
Pedro
it was
Martinez
Don Zimmer.
Don Zimmer, yes.
I don't know why I could remember that, but yeah, there's. And here's the thing, that's not the only incident.
Oh, no.
There's been moments with A-Rod as a Yankee. There's been, Jason Varitek as a Red Sox.
Giambi.
Yeah, the list goes on and on.
I'm pretty sure there was an incident with Jorge, too.
I will say, even with the most heated baseball rivalry for sure in sports, the fact that his last game at Fenway, the crowd gave Jeter a standing ovation says a lot.
Every game.
Yeah, says a lot about A, Jeter as a player, and B, just that rivalry in general. Is, yes, they may hate each other,
Hey, they recognize a good
but
player.
they still respect talent and respect the game enough to realize, hey, this is his last time we're going to see him play. And although he played for the opposition,
Greatness.
this is quite, I mean, in my mind, the greatest shortstop that I got to see in my lifetime so far.
I'd say the greatest shortstop to ever play.
Yeah. Well,
No, I don't care. I don't care who you say. Greatest shortstop to ever play.
I mean, honestly, I can't argue with you.
I mean,
A lot
you can say
of-
Cal Ripken. but
That's what I was trying to say. A lot of people would say Cal Ripken.
no.
And then obviously Cardinals fans would say Ozzie, but
I'm a Cardinal fan. I'm saying Ozzie
Yeah.
Smith ain't even the same league as
but
Derek Jeter.
you understand what I'm
Yeah.
like older.
I mean, there's a
older-
reason he's called the Wizard.
Yeah, older Cardinals fans would say, "Oh, well, Ozzie. Ozzie's probably top 10. I'll give you that."
I'd say
But-
top 5.
What?
I'd say top 5.
Well, I mean, and that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
I was trying to say top 5, but I was like, for sure top 10.
Yeah, for sure top 10.
But I think just clutch moments and the way he played the game, Jeter
Um,
has to be number 1. Cal,
There's
Cal,
no reason why whenever somebody goes, well, my thought process too is, I mean, the whole mantra of, like, whenever somebody goes to, like, shoot a paper into a basket, they say Kobe, right?
Mm-hmm.
When a baseball player is playing shortstop and goes, like, deep in the hole and does, like, a jump throw, what do they say?
Jeter.
Jeter.
Yeah. Well, and the reason why I was going to say, I mean, I think the only one that you could argue would be Ripken.
That's the only one.
That
you
would
could
be,
argue.
in my mind, the only person that you could argue. Because I'm trying to even think of another shortstop that would even possibly be in top 5 over them.
I mean, yeah. Barry Larkin.
Definitely top 5. Well, okay.
Barry Omar. Jimmy Rollins. Oh, too low. I mean, he's not greatest of all time, but
Nomar Garcia. But
Nomar.
here's my thing: was Nomar really known for shortstop or third base?
shortstop, I would say.
Okay, because I mean, I know that he switched to third base towards the later part of his career too. But I mean, Hannes Wagner.
I mean, Honest Wagner, yeah.
Okay, we're getting kind of off topic again now, though. But that's wrong.
What kind of nonsense is this?
Well, that's wrong. Yeah, no,
Ernie?
no, we're
Where
not.
is he even at?
Yeah, okay,
5?
We're not even gonna look at the ESPN shit. because
Absolutely not.
That is
Has
a-
Alex Rodriguez is the second best
that's-
shortstop of all time.
that's a disgrace.
and Cal Ripken behind Alex Rodriguez. Okay.
Yeah, who the hell number 1?
Ernie Banks.
No, it was Honus Wagner.
Honest Wagner, sorry. Ernie
Which-
Banks is like 2.
Which okay, I could see Honus Wagner being top 5, but here's my thing. It's because of nobody ever fucking got to see him play.
That's true.
I mean, back in the day, yeah, but how many people are still alive that could say, "Oh, I got to see him play"?
Not too many.
I would say probably
Probably less than the number of baseball cards that he has floating around.
dude. Tell you what, if you had a chance to get one of those, holy shit!
If I find one, I'll let you in on like 1/10 of the money.
I mean, I'll take it. I can retire.
True.
I mean, it's worth how much now?
It's over a mil.
I mean, it's millions.
Yeah, it's over. a mil.
I would say over like 2.
It's probably pretty close to that.
Like it's crazy. So, but well, guys, stay engaged. I know this one's a little longer video, but we kind of ranted on and on a little bit about random stuff. So,
always.
but we will see you guys next time. And as always, stay engaged, like and subscribe, and we will have some more unfinished business. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys.